How's it good, Joe? I'm having a hell of a time. Um, Something I've been putting off for like a really, really long time. Um, and it's gonna sound so stupid, but figuring out what business I even want to go with, right? Um, I don't know. They could be a really easy thing for some people and a really hard thing for like another person. Some people know like straight out of the box, oh yeah, I love art and I really want to create digital art and sell it to people and whatever it may be, or like I want to sell my paintings, or like, oh, I really care about cars and I really want to start my own mechanic shop. And for me, dude, man, my shit's fucked up. For me, I think I want to chalk a lot of it up to like fear. So, like, not fear of like, oh, I'm gonna start this business and it's gonna fail. Like, that's fine. If anything, I'm kind of expecting that because I don't know like what I'm doing. So, like, whatever I end up like starting, it's probably gonna mess up at some point. But I guess what I'm more kind of getting at is like starting something that has like no benefit in the end. So, like, kind of one of the reasons that I'm in like sales right now, which funny enough was kind of on accident. I didn't even really mean to get into sales, but part of the reason that I'm in it right now is because that's one of like the key components of business. That's something that I need to know if I want to. I'm sorry, the lighting sucks so bad here. I'm gonna go. I need to change the scenery too, real quick. If you all see this is the cup chair. This shit just kind of like showed up one day. I don't know if you can even see that. Shit just kind of showed up one day. I don't even know where it came from. It's kind of just been living here ever since. And then I got like a bunch of paintings and like this random microphone stand hanging out here. Is that better? Oh. Yeah, why not? Yeah, dude, this shit's... Okay, cool, I can't even reattach it. Anyways, yeah, so... Where was I even at? Yes, chalk a lot of it up to fear. Like, business will probably fail at some point. I'm in sales on accident. So yeah, the reason I'm in sales is something that like I need to learn, and is kind of like a key point of running the business. What I think I don't want to do, or what I kind of want to avoid, is starting something up, pouring hours and hours into it, and then at the end of the day, I didn't really like learn anything, and it doesn't apply to my like plan at all, if that makes sense. Which I don't like really have a plan, but I don't know. It's kind of like one of the same reasons why I skipped college. It's like a lot of people go to college not really knowing what they want to do. They go there, they get this degree for computer science, and then they go work at like some fucking random ass other shit that doesn't even have anything to do with it. Like, and then it's just like you wasted thousands of dollars, and your like knowledge in the specific area doesn't even apply to like what you want to do. I don't know. I think I want to like avoid that, so I've kind of been putting this shit off for a really long time. Plus, it's very hard for me to like figure out like what I'm even looking for. So, sorry for the long-winded introduction, but I guess I'm kind of gonna break down real quick, kind of like the key components of what I'm looking for like what I want to pursue. For you, it may be very, very different. You may not even like want to own a business. You may just want to like work your own thing. But these are kind of like, again, I work off a lot of like 3 points sort of shit, if you saw the last video. But I have 3 things that I think I need to, not necessarily to be successful, but they play a huge part in my life of like what I'm looking for and what I need. 3 freedoms. So there's time freedom. So when my daughter's having a soccer game, or I don't have a kid, but like, in the future, whatever the fuck. When my daughter's having her soccer game, I'm not asking my boss, hey, can I go to my kid's game? Or like fucking, if I have a medical emergency, somebody in my family, like I don't want to have to be like requesting time. It's like I just want to be in control of that. I want to be in control of my own time. Like, I'm not restricted by any of that shit. Location freedom, number two. Um, when I'm like fucking, I don't know. I'm trying to like think of an example of this. Like, I don't want to be tied down to a spot, if that makes sense. So like, if something happens and I don't like where I'm living at anymore, I want to be able to just move it out somewhere else. Or if I want to take a vacation, but I still want to like, still be in contact with the business, I can do that. Um, I guess it's something that's like say for example, your state law changes, and then all of a sudden you have all these like crazy fucking business taxes for the shit that you're specifically looking for, and pop states and then pop the business over there. If I have brick and mortar business, then I have to keep that like centralized there, sell the business, have somebody else manage it. Just, I don't know, something I don't want to deal with. I want to be able to do my thing from anywhere at any point in time. And then third one is probably the most like cliche and like basic one is financial freedom. Um, Pretty self-explanatory. I don't need $1 trillion. I don't need to be Elon Musk. I don't need to be Jeff Bezos. Like I like nobody needs that much money. What are you even gonna do with that much money? Unless you're like have some sort of grand plan at the end to like, I don't know, if I can help the world out with your billions and billions of dollars. Me personally, I really don't need like that much. I just want to have enough money to be able to like kind of do whatever, right? So if I want to buy a nice car, I can do that. I don't have to worry about my bills or like, I can just like I can have a nice house, pay off all my stuff. If I want to go take a vacation anytime I can. Like the main thing is just like being able to just if I need to pay for something, I can, right? So those are kind of my three things. I think your business kind of has to fit into that role, and it plays a very big part in like if you get those things or not. So, first thing for me is that's ruled out all brick and mortar businesses, and I know there are ways to work that out and still have all three of those things, but I don't want to deal with that. It just throws an extra like wrench into things, and I guess I'm getting ahead of myself because I've never even tried it, so who knows, maybe that's something that I try one day and it ends up working. Don't know yet, but I don't want to deal with having a physical location. It's from what I hear from like all the business owners that I personally know or like family members know or whoever, it's a nightmare trying to like manage all these people that like work for you and like constantly going in and out of your business that's like downtown area, whatever, and it's just some small little niche thing that's barely surviving, and I don't know. Sounds like a nightmare. I'm staying far away from it. So yeah, that rules out all brick and mortar businesses. So that leaves me with digital business. I tried drop shipping once. I did not like that shit. Number one, might have been partially because I was like 16 and I kind of got scared off of like bending the rules, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of shit with like you can't be under 18 to do this shit or this shit. So I think that was part of the reason why I stopped doing that. Number two is just I didn't feel like I was like adding value to anything. Like I'm basically just taking a product from China, being the middleman who like markets the shit, and then just taking the profit for it. Which I mean, yeah, sure, I guess you're like stimulating the economy by like bringing in more products here and like helping money move around. But like at the end of the day, it's kind of like I don't know. And like the products weren't even that bad. Like it was like this cool little flip wallet thing, So I mean, some people might like that and be willing to spend their money on it. But to me, it kind of I don't know. It didn't feel like I was like contributing anything. It kind of just felt like I was like just reflipping shit that people could get themselves for cheaper. So stop doing that. Then the next idea came up, which was digital marketing. And I think the thing that kind of scared me off of that was just how fucking complex the shit was. I mean, like, it's not necessarily hard to, like, Facebook ads, I can figure that out, and, like, Google ads, or I mean, like, SEO, search engine optimization, like, that stuff, that's not, like, too hard, I guess. It's just trying to figure out what specific niche you want to move into, and then, like, all the logistics around that. So for me personally, what I was thinking of at the time was marketing for real estate agents. So like, I knew a couple real estate agents who were having trouble selling houses, and my solution to that would basically be, I come in, I find leads for them, and I bring it to them. Then once you get down to the point of like finding well qualified leads for these people, then it gets like kind of like way fucking more difficult. So you can put out Facebook ads and shit like that, but like then it just becomes a problem of like, um, a lot of these people aren't really qualified buyers. There's a ton of people who aren't like, they don't have the money to put down on a house. They're just like shooting the shit, and I can only see that like just pissing off the realtors that I send these leads to. And there are ways to get around that. You can get very specific and create like funnels, so only the highly or most qualified leads get to those folks. But that was just something that just like I never ended up like pushing far enough into it or finding out exactly what's required to like get that shit exactly. If that kind of makes sense. Like I don't know. If you can't tell, I'm not like too bright, so complicated shit like that, not for me. I don't know. We'll see. It's not completely out of the running, but I don't know. So yeah, trying to figure out what business. I know it's digital, and I know that it fits my three freedoms somehow, right? So that could still be a lot of things. I want to bring up another important thing though, is for me personally, I attach a lot of my personal value to how much value I provide for other people. Like at the end of my life, I want to look back and say, yes, I was useful. I did something, right? I didn't just fucking take from people. I didn't just sit around and work my job and then do absolutely nothing. I'm not saying that's a useless thing. There are a lot of people who contribute a lot of things, and I am to a degree. I try and not try. I am like honest and ethical with like my sales and shit, and I replace a spot where some shitty person could be selling a car to somebody, right? So always keep it a buck with my people. That's how I operate. So I see value in that, but at the same time, I think I could see myself doing something that's on a larger scale. And just real quick, I want to touch on this because I was thinking about it. You can definitely provide value in any industry you're in. So if you're fucking working construction, like blue collar shit, backbone of America, those people provide so much value. That shit is like fucking, like, the world we live in right now doesn't exist without those folks. Even working something like retail, you can provide a good customer experience. That's something that some people really, really appreciate. They can be having a shitty day and you fucking make it better for them just by one small little interaction. Like you can provide value in any industry you're in, but the thing I want to do, like, I don't know, I want to be able to see it directly, I guess. So like I was saying, a lot of my value is tied to how much value I provide to other people, which may be a good or bad thing, but I want people to, when they think of me and interact with me, I want it to be positive and be like, yeah, this dude helped me out. Maybe that's a fucking self-validation thing, I don't fucking know. But like, I want it to be good. When people work with me, good things happen, type shit. Anywho, and then the third or fourth, I don't fucking know what number we're on. One of the bigger things is it's hard to kind of fit this one in, which is I think I want to sell to rich people, right? Which is kind of tough because if I'm creating a product that helps people, my ideal market, or like people that I want to sell to, are people who don't have a lot of money and are kind of like similar to me and like, oh, like I want to figure out what I want to do. I want to grow myself. I want to, that's what I want to help with. But at the same time, those are the folks that don't have a lot of money. And I'm not saying that from a standpoint of like, oh yeah, I want to take all these people's money and they don't have enough, but it's more of a standpoint of like, if you're like barely scraping by and barely able to pay your bills and whatever, I don't know, your car payment, phone bill, fucking taking care of your kids, whatever it is, I don't want to take an extra $100 from you per month. Like, figure that shit out first, and then once you have a little more money, then come see me, and then I can help you get from there. Right? So the best way I think to make money, and I guess the easiest way, is to sell shit to rich people, the people who already have money. So I did the math on it. Like, say I wanted to make like $100,000 a year, right? If you divide that by 12, you're roughly doing about like 8,300 bucks a month. That's like a pretty fucking big number. So at that point, you're doing, I mean, if you're doing 8,300 bucks, you either need 8 clients or 8.3 clients a month who are paying you $1,000, or you can do 16 who are doing like 500 something dollars. If you go lower than that, then it gets to like you have to have a fuck ton of clients that are paying you this amount of money every month. I don't know. It's a lot easier and a lot more manageable, I think, if you just have a small amount of clients who are able to do bigger sums, and the people who are able to do that are the folks that have a lot more money. So that kind of throws a wrench into things, right? So there's the rich folks, but at the same time, like, I want to be helping the folks that don't like have a lot of shit. Another thing about business that I think you should do is, I mean, this is all my personal opinion as well. And this is something you should do like when you introduce yourself in your business as well, if you already have one. Like, if somebody asks what you do or like how your business is or whatever, don't be like, oh yeah, no, I sell fucking insurance. Say something like, oh yeah, I help people protect themselves, which a lot of people have strong feelings about insurance. That was probably a bad example. As of right now, I don't know, some guy just shot some healthcare insurance guy a couple days ago, some CEO, Luigi, whatever his name was. Sound like Luigi's Mansion, started with an M, I don't know. Anywho, bad example. But, I don't know, always like introduce your shit as like, oh yeah, what do you do? Oh, I help people do this. Or it's like, instead of fucking, oh yeah, I'm a teacher, it's, oh, I help kids learn and grow and how to figure out who they are as a person. Number one, sounds more impressive. Number two, you're testing the value of like, damn, I'm really going off on a tangent here, but do you kind of get what I'm saying? Anywho, I don't even know where I was at, dude. I'm fucking losing my shit. Like, I can't stop making these videos at like 2 a.m. Anyways, want to do something that provides a lot of value to people. Probably be selling more to rich people, maybe upper middle class. I don't know how it fits in. Want to make sure it fits my 3 freedoms. And something else, I forgot the 4th one. But that's kind of my rough basic outline that I need to do. It should be something that I'm able to figure out by tomorrow. Like, realistically, if you sat down for 24 hours, and you wouldn't do that, but like, if you really had to, if you had to think of a business idea, if you couldn't, you're telling me if you sat there for like fucking, not 24 hours, let's give it 2 hours, right? If you sat with a fucking pencil and a piece of paper for 2 hours, you're telling me you couldn't come up with a business plan? Not even a business plan, just a business idea, like some shit to do. That's what I'm thinking about myself right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna literally just sit my happy ass at my desk over there and wait till something flows. Start writing. The best thing you can do is just start writing shit. Something will pop up eventually. Holy shit, dude! I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Have a good night.